Have you ever considered if something as tiny as the nuts you munch on might make the difference between robust, enduring erections or a quiet fade after 60? Most guys don't realize that specific nuts can truly amp up circulation, elevate testosterone, and ignite sensitivity, whereas others gradually restrict blood flow, numb nerves, and undermine performance without you even noticing it. In this video, I'm going to uncover 5 top nuts for vitality, energy, and rock-solid performance. And I'll caution you about 2 everyday nuts that subtly sabotage you. Stick around to the end because the final harmful nut is one that most men consume nearly every day, and it might be quietly eroding your confidence. Before jumping into the list, let's grasp why nuts hold such importance. Erections aren't merely about desire, they're about blood flow, nerve resilience, and hormones collaborating seamlessly. Nuts supply healthy fats, amino acids, vitamins, and minerals that directly nourish these systems. Omega-3 fatty acids maintain artery flexibility. Arginine enhances nitric oxide, which widens blood vessels. Zinc powers testosterone. Antioxidants shield nerve endings from harm. Combined, these nutrients render your erections harder, your stamina extended, and your energy steadier. However, not every nut is made the same. Some beautifully bolster the system. Others shift the balance poorly, increasing inflammation, surging omega-6s, and subtly obstructing blood flow. So, let's distinguish the allies from the saboteurs. The initial nut on the performance enhancers list is walnuts. They might appear plain, but they're among the mightiest foods for male vitality. Walnuts brim with omega-3 fatty acids and the amino acid arginine, which your body transforms into nitric oxide. And as you've learned by now, nitric oxide serves as the primary key for erections. It instructs your arteries to loosen and widen, permitting blood to rush freely into the erectile tissue and remain there. Lacking sufficient nitric oxide, firmness diminishes. With ample amounts of it, erections turn fuller, more robust, and steadier. But walnuts go further. They also provide antioxidants such as vitamin E and polyphenols that straightaway safeguard your nerves. Robust nerves prove vital for pleasure since they transmit signals from your brain to your penis. When those nerves suffer damage or lack nutrition, arousal seems subdued and climax appears feebler. By consuming walnuts consistently, you furnish those nerves with the nourishment they require, maintaining sensitivity keen and responsiveness elevated. There's an additional concealed advantage. Walnuts aid testosterone equilibrium. The beneficial fats in walnuts assist your body in generating hormones naturally, granting you greater desire, heightened energy, and improved mood. Paired with enhanced circulation, that establishes a potent base for performance at every age. The greatest aspect is you don't require a big quantity. Merely a modest handful, roughly 1/4 cup daily, suffices to observe results. You can scatter them atop oatmeal, mix them into a salad, incorporate them into a smoothie, or just savor them solo as a snack. Consistency counts the most. Across weeks and months, numerous men detect not just harder erections, but also increased energy, superior responsiveness, and more potent, gratifying orgasms. The next nut on the list is almonds, and these truly serve as a powerhouse for circulation and hormones. Almonds overflow with vitamin E, magnesium, and healthful monounsaturated fats. Vitamin E functions as a potent antioxidant that diminishes oxidative stress within your blood vessels. Consider oxidative stress as rust that gradually rigidifies and harms your arteries. Vitamin E operates like a polish, shielding the interior of your blood vessels and preserving their flexibility so blood travels smoothly to where it's needed. Magnesium, conversely, fulfills a straightforward role in hormone equilibrium. It reduces cortisol, the stress hormone that acts like a thief opposing testosterone. Elevated cortisol doesn't simply leave you feeling strained. It directly robs your body's capacity to generate testosterone. And with testosterone reduced, desire wanes, erections soften, and performance falters. Through supplying magnesium, almonds assist in disrupting that pattern. They soothe the stress reaction and allow your testosterone room to climb once more. Yet almonds accomplish something else that many men ignore. They bolster energy metabolism. The elements in almonds aid your body in transforming food into consistent fuel instead of sugar surges and drops. That translates to greater alertness, reduced fatigue, and steadier energy for intimacy. When you sense more awake and invigorated, you instinctively feel more assured and prepared to perform. Naturally, the method of eating them counts. The essential is to relish almonds raw or gently roasted, not the variety coated in salt, sugar, or coverings that negate their advantages. A straightforward handful several times weekly suffices to create a change. In the long run, almonds sustain your circulation robust, your stress levels even, and your energy consistent. That's precisely the blend you require for intimacy past 60. Solid blood flow, balanced hormones, and dependable stamina all cooperating. The third nut is pistachios. These petite green nuts might seem modest, but they rank as one of the finest natural sources of arginine, the amino acid your body turns into nitric oxide. And as we've covered already, nitric oxide acts as the primary switch that directs your blood vessels to widen fully and allow blood to flood the erectile tissue. Absent it, erections prove feeble and fleeting. With abundant supplies of it, circulation streams unhindered and firmness reemerges. What renders pistachios particularly thrilling is that research validates their advantages. Investigations reveal that men consuming pistachios daily for merely a few weeks experience tangible gains in erectile function. That indicates these nuts aren't simply a wholesome snack. They're a purposeful food for performance. However, the perks extend beyond that. Pistachios also abound in plant-derived compounds that proactively decrease LDL cholesterol, the so-called harmful cholesterol. LDL accumulates within arteries like sludge, constricting them and limiting blood flow. And when those arteries reside in your pelvic area, your erections pay the price. By decreasing LDL, pistachios assist in maintaining the roots to your penis broad open so blood circulates effortlessly when you require it most. The optimal manner to savor them: munch on a handful in the afternoon. They don't merely suppress hunger, they proactively energize your circulation, bolstering harder erections and superior vascular health overall. Across time, you might observe not only tougher erections, but also enhanced energy and endurance. Now, let's shift to the fourth nut, Brazil nuts. These distinguish themselves for a quite distinct cause: their extraordinarily high selenium levels. Selenium qualifies as a trace mineral, yet it assumes a significant part in male vitality. It aids testosterone creation, sperm wellness, prostate operation, and general energy. Devoid of adequate selenium, your testosterone might decline, resulting in diminished desire and softer erections. Most men overlook it, but selenium shortage proves surprisingly prevalent, particularly as years advance. And the remedy couldn't prove easier. Simply 1 or 2 Brazil nuts daily can fulfill your complete selenium requirements for the day. But here's the caveat: excess isn't superior. Excessive selenium can genuinely prove detrimental since it accumulates in the body. That's why 1 or 2 marks the ideal amount, not an entire handful. View Brazil nuts as a natural testosterone enhancer you can nibble on. Ingesting 1 or 2 in the evening holds special potency because it bolsters your testosterone generation through the night. That signifies you arise with greater desire, amplified energy, and sturdier morning erections. Straightforward, organic, and potent. The fifth performance-enhancing nut is hazelnuts. These compact round nuts might gain fame chiefly for their part in chocolate spreads, but independently they constitute a powerhouse of nutrients for circulation, hormones, and energy. Hazelnuts particularly abound in folate, magnesium, and heart-nourishing fats that collaborate to lessen inflammation and enhance blood vessel wellness. And as we've observed repeatedly, when blood vessels stay relaxed and pliable, erections grow harder and more dependable. Folate, otherwise termed vitamin B9, assumes a crucial function in nerve operation. Your nerves form the electrical circuitry of arousal. They relay the signals from your brain downward to your pelvic zone and return again. Lacking sufficient folate, those signals diminish and sensitivity wanes. By sustaining the nervous system, hazelnuts assist in preserving arousal vibrant and climax forceful, delivering the sort of responsiveness you might have believed vanished. Magnesium emerges as yet another essential nutrient in hazelnuts, and it functions like a soothing agent within your body. It diminishes cortisol, the stress hormone that subtly erodes testosterone. Elevated stress equates to reduced testosterone, and reduced testosterone equates to subpar performance. By lowering cortisol, hazelnuts liberate your testosterone to fulfill its role, elevating desire, enhancing mood, and aiding firmness. However, hazelnuts achieve more than backing blood flow and hormones. They also prove remarkably gratifying without heaviness, rendering them ideal for men monitoring their weight. And weight control holds relevance because surplus belly fat directly suppresses testosterone creation and ignites inflammation, both of which impair erections. Opting for hazelnuts over processed treats represents a minor adjustment that yields returns in hormone wellness and enduring vitality. When consumed regularly, hazelnuts complete the circulation framework. They curb inflammation, guard your nerves, ease your stress reaction, and bolster hormone equilibrium, all within one modest handful. Alongside the other nuts we've examined, they forge a formidable base for energy, stamina, and performance deep into your 60s and further. Now that we've addressed the 5 premier nuts, let's discuss those that oppose you. These qualify as nuts that, when overconsumed or readied improperly, can undermine circulation and hormone equilibrium. The initial nut that impairs erections is peanuts. Peanuts might rank as the most widespread snack available, but here's the reality. They're not genuine nuts, in fact. Classically, they're legumes and they bring certain concealed downsides. One of the primary issues is that peanuts frequently harbor mold toxins known as aflatoxins. These toxins impose stress on your liver, and when your liver falters, it fails to manage hormones correctly. That by itself can diminish testosterone and render you feeling lethargic. There's yet another issue with peanuts. They inherently boast very elevated omega-6 fatty acids. Although your body requires a minor quantity of omega-6, most contemporary diets already obtain excessive amounts. When omega-6s fall imbalanced with omega-3s, they provoke inflammation across the body, and inflammation stands as the foe of erections. It rigidifies arteries, decelerates circulation, and aggravates your prostate. Now, indulging in a handful of peanuts occasionally won't devastate your health, but depending on them as your primary snack daily after day tells a separate tale. In time, the blend of aflatoxins, excessive omega-6s, and supplementary salt or oils in manufactured peanut items can erode your circulation and subtly pull down testosterone. If you seek superior performance, peanuts ought to serve as the rarity, not the norm. The next one is cashews. Cashews taste delectable, creamy, and frequently emerge as a preferred in mixed nuts. But regarding performance, they bear certain drawbacks. Cashews contain high phytic acid, a natural substance that latches onto minerals like zinc and magnesium and renders them tougher for your body to uptake. And this counts because zinc ranks among the most vital minerals for male wellness. Without ample zinc, testosterone falls, sperm health deteriorates, and even your prostate grows more susceptible. Magnesium, which similarly faces blockage, represents another mineral that aids circulation and relaxation. Cashews also bear a greater carbohydrate burden relative to most nuts. That implies consuming many of them can elevate your blood sugar, particularly in the evening. And each instance blood sugar elevates, insulin ascends. Persistently high insulin diminishes testosterone and ignites belly fat. Both of these counteract your energy, your assurance, and your firmness. Similar to peanuts, cashews pose no threat in modest quantities. A few scattered on a salad or in a stir-fry won't harm you. The concern arises when cashews turn into your default snack, devoured by the handful. Over time, they can oppose your performance aims, depriving the minerals and hormone equilibrium you require to remain robust. So here's the essential takeaway. The 5 nuts that elevate performance include walnuts, almonds, pistachios, Brazil nuts, and hazelnuts. They enhance circulation, safeguard nerves, and energize testosterone. The 2 nuts to restrict are peanuts and cashews, since they foster inflammation and obstruct crucial minerals. By executing these straightforward substitutions, selecting walnuts over peanuts, pistachios over cashews, you can advance blood flow, hone sensitivity, and restore stronger erections organically. Across time, these selections accumulate, granting you amplified confidence, superior energy, and a revitalized sense of vitality. Recall, performance beyond 60 isn't solely about age. It's about the nourishment you provide your body. Select the nuts that bolster your arteries, hormones, and nerves, and you'll detect harder erections, intensified desire, and profounder satisfaction. Opt for the incorrect ones, and you'll subtly erode your vitality. So, enact the wise transition today. Incorporate these 5 nuts into your weekly regimen. Restrict the 2 that oppose you, and observe how your energy and performance start to re-emerge. If this video proved useful, Tap the like button, subscribe for additional men's health guidance, and share it with somebody who ought to hear this. Your confidence, your prostate, and your erections will express gratitude.